We're gonna mail some SWOLE books. Morning.
I'm going to be the party hat today, so I bring the juice.
Okay, come on. Tell them why you like taking the bus.
I like riding the bus because I can take a nap and sleep in
Yeah.
on the bus.
So actually, we only drive Lincoln to school once a week because Sanderson has preschool that's kind of just past where Lincoln goes to school. We give him a little bit of a later start. He gets to sleep in for an extra 30 minutes, which is definitely helpful, especially later in the week. So Lincoln gets a ride to school from us on Thursdays, and it's fun, right? And then we have a couple errands before we drop off Sanderson at preschool because Sanderson gets dropped off at 9. Could you say all the presidents? No.
Once I have all the books, I probably could. Not my bus.
Lincoln memorized the presidents when he was 3. He could name them all.
Not my bus.
Of course, it kind of goes away, but he practiced it with his dad, right? About what?
And at the end, it's like real life pictures.
Yeah.
From like when they were president and how they died.
How did John F. Kennedy die?
He was shot and killed. I get to go to a Berks Catholic game at the Phillies.
Berks Catholic football is playing at the Phillies stadium, so he gets to go down on the field for the game. So that's what he's doing after school today. They lined out the field so that there was a football field that fits in kind of the outfield of the Reading Phillies stadium. I'm not sure where like the base is, you know, like the dirt part of the baseball track is, or if that was covered with grass, but it should be fun. It's cool to get to go down on the Reading Phillies field, and Lincoln gets to stand on the sidelines for the football games because his daddy coaches. So.
Pew 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 pew. I have bulletproof.
No, I didn't. They just
A
told me.
bulletproof helmet on.
I started to take on more of the financial side. So currently, my job kind of grew as the more I did it. I found more things that were needed, and I started to fill in where I saw there was a job that was important.
Another funny trick again.
You want to show him a funny trick?
What's the funny trick?
When I was driving in the car, I was with Aunt Kai. When I was walking in the grass with Aunt Kai, I was wiggling myself in the grass, and then I was just roaring like a dinosaur, and then Dylan laughed at me when I was doing that.
You just like to share, huh? So some of the jobs that I took over was pressure that came from Dane. Like, if you think that you're not going to go back to work at the end of your maternity leave, then you need to figure out how we're going to make more money either at our business, or you need to figure out how how you can contribute in Earth and Muscle, which is the other company. So I work for both currently. The first job that I did for Earth and Muscle was to redesign their entire website. So I built them a website on Shopify, which was significantly better than their existing website. So just learning the back end of websites has been kind of just helpful in how our business runs and garage strength, and learning that side of Earth and Muscle. Another thing that I took on was our accounting side. So I formed a relationship with our accountant, and I've worked with her to make sure that our books are run properly. And it was something that Dane didn't do at all when the business was 100% run by him. Dane literally had like stacks of receipts, and he would just like give them to our accountant, which was ridiculous because he didn't have anything organized. The accounting cost thousands of dollars because he was paying for someone else to organize his mishmash of expenses. So to get that organized was definitely helpful, and it's something that I'm a little bit stressed about when the twins are born because I don't think that anyone else is really going to do it. So it's like only like maybe 5 hours a month that I really spend like organizing our finances, but especially because the twins are due in December and the end of the tax year runs along the calendar year, I have to figure out how I'm gonna get all that done tax-wise for Garage Strength. And we also have a real estate company that we call Skinner Real Estate because Skinner bought the property that Garage Strength rents from. So that's pretty common in terms of when you buy real estate that you form a separate company. So there's just a little bit of different organization for the books for Skinner to make sure everything matches up properly and the right expenses are in the right place. So we're gonna mail some SWOLE books. High five. Done?
Yeah.
So you often give your kids little challenges just to kind of keep them more active throughout the day?
Yeah, I mean, I never understand when people like leave their kids in the car when they could be out just walking up the stairs. I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't leave him in the car and stick those envelopes into one of the post office boxes, or you know, there's times when my kids definitely stay in the car, but in the morning he's ready, he's up, he doesn't care about getting out, so he wants to go up and down the stairs, and let's just do it.
Whoa!
Seesaw's up. How's he gonna get back down?
Yeah.
It's not easy being small. Too small to see. Too small to cross.
You can climb on those rocks.
He tries to jump, but he falls in the water.
Yeah.
Too small to toss. It's not easy being small. Small, smaller, smallest. Who's the smallest? Super duper snuffleupagus. Big ball, small ball. Balls on the wall. Big, bigger, biggest. Big, bigger, biggest. Small, smaller, smallest. Balls off the wall. Why are they playing?
Because they want the ball.
Time to play ball. Benchwarmers is one of the places I come. Anywhere with Wi-Fi is fine, so sometimes I end up at Starbucks, get my 1 cup of coffee on the day and get some stuff done. I don't always work on the computer for this 2-hour block that I have off. Sometimes I'm on the phone, sometimes I'm just running errands, because running errands without children is always easier than running errands with children. So I can get like 4 or 5 stops in depending on what I need to do. It's also a good time to Christmas shop because I don't have any kids with me. But yeah, getting some work done is usually a priority, and getting some work done without somebody yelling mommy is always easier than when somebody is with me. My protein consumption. Earth and Muscle helps in a lot of ways because I really needed to increase my protein consumption in terms of twin development, making sure they're getting the proper amount of nutrients. When I'm working a lot, I tend to fast for longer periods of time, and that's not good for a pregnant body. It's not good for developing babies. So in the first trimester, your body naturally needs to eat more frequently to combat nausea, and then you get into your second and third trimester and the nausea sort of subsides unless you go too long without eating. I think that's just a natural reaction for my body, at least in terms of like letting me know that if you don't eat on regular intervals, eat good quality food and protein sources, then you're gonna get nauseous, and that's not something I want to feel. So getting enough fluids, getting enough water, and getting enough protein has been really key for me. In terms of when or what else I eat, everything that I put into my body I think needs to be some sort of nutrient dense food. So I like beef jerky. I know that my iron tends to fall low. The babies will take whatever iron they need from your body, so beef jerky is a way for me to supplement iron if it's red meat, as well as protein. In terms of like vegetables and fruits, I think that that's like definitely important in my diet. In the summertime, it's a lot easier to get like high quality fruits and vegetables. In the wintertime, I stick more by broths and chicken broths. Like nutrient density can come more from like animal products in the wintertime, because the quality of the greens and the quality of the vegetables and fruits you're gonna get is just not as good. So one of the things that women worry about when they get pregnant is like gaining too much weight and or getting fat while you're pregnant. And on the other end, some women think that you can eat whatever you want while you're pregnant, and that's okay too. And I totally disagree. I think that it's not a time that you're eating for two necessarily. You're eating to support your body and you're eating to grow a baby, but that doesn't mean that you should eat whatever you want. I do think it is a time to make sure that you are getting high quality fats, as well as nutrient dense foods. High quality fats being saturated fats like animal fats, so like I said, whole milk, or fats that come from meat and butter and cream. I am not shy on the amount of butter that I add to my food, and I'm not shy on eating meat that's been grass-fed that contains really high quality saturated fats, as well as coconut oil and olive oil incorporated into my diet. And I don't think that fats necessarily make you fat, but the fats are supporting brain development, and they're giving you nutrients without huge quantities of food. I think that's a really good question. I think that getting back the pre-pregnancy body is all about patience and continuing to eat good foods and good fats, because breastfeeding makes getting back the pre-pregnancy body easy, and the thing that makes breastfeeding come really easily is eating high quality fats, because that makes your milk stronger. It makes your milk kind of more like whole milk. Like a woman's diet really affects what her milk composition is, and breast milk is kind of amazing in terms of it changes based on what your baby needs and what is going into your body. So everybody says that when you're breastfeeding you should have lots of fluids, so that's totally true. You should drink a lot of water, a lot of liquid, so that your milk is substantial, but there's other things that you can do to supplement your milk or to help boost your milk supply, and one of them a lot of women talk about is oatmeal. Oatmeal is a good one to help with your milk supply, but I also strongly recommend things like eggs, cheese, and full fat milk, because that makes your milk literally have more fats in it, is what and that's what your baby needs as it grows. And the quicker your baby puts on milk, the more that they sleep, and the more your baby sleeps, the easier it is for you to be active and get things done. So a couple things there like that tie together, but I really think that getting back the pre-pregnancy body is not the goal. It's not the goal to cut calories or cut anything out of your diet, because the best thing that you can do is to just continue to eat good quality foods, continue to breastfeed successfully, and that's when your body is ready and when you feel recovered, which usually is around 6 weeks, to continue to increase the activity level in terms of returning to a level of fitness, but more just supporting your body and supporting your baby is more of a priority in the initial weeks after the baby's born. Knowing that it takes time, 6 months for like skin to sort of return to its original elasticity, and about 6 weeks before you feel like it returning your activity level.
So there should be like a period of time where you're kind of just maybe not taking it easy, but just at least reducing maybe what you thought you could do before, now that you especially drop so much weight and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, taking it easy is definitely a good way to describe it, and it depends if you had a C-section birth or a vaginal birth, but in both cases, your body just birthed a baby and had a huge organ, which is the placenta, growing inside of you that it just eliminated. So during the course of your delivery, regardless of how you delivered, you just removed an organ from your body that was supporting your baby's growth, and that spot where the placenta is connected to your uterus needs to heal. And it's kind of like there's a huge part of your body that's recovering, and you need to give it time to recover. So really, you bleed after pregnancy because of the placenta delivery, and you need to, and you can kind of gauge that based on how long you're bleeding. So the bleeding kind of goes away over the course of 4 to 6 weeks, and if your activity level is too high, your bleeding will actually increase, and that's a really clear message that you should be, that you're pushing a little too hard, and you shouldn't be. As well as, you know, there's other factors to pay attention to in your body. It's, you know, your iron level and your breathing, your cardiovascular strength. It's pretty obvious if you pay attention to your body, the signs for pushing a little too hard, and when you need to take a step back, especially in those initial 6 weeks or so. I like the area of West Reading. I think it has like a hometown vibe. I think that there's a lot of local businesses on this strip, so it's really nice to be able to, again, support local business and get a little bit of work done in about an hour and a half of time. So I could tell you what I did. At Earth for Muscle, we're trying to get some of the products listed on Amazon, so I sent a couple emails with correspondence that we have in those areas, so we're trying to make some progress there and see if direct consumer is going to be our best option, or if Amazon is going to be a good option for Earth by Muscle, and looked at some potential new labels, so there's always that going on. So lots of exciting stuff, and a lot of work can get done in about an hour and a half. Another thing that has complicated this pregnancy is the fact that I suffered a stroke at 20 weeks pregnant. So I have a neurologist who's monitoring me throughout the pregnancy, that is aware of the pregnancy, and is not encouraging me to have a vaginal birth, because he doesn't want me to have to push a baby out. So they would rather that I just schedule a C-section and not have to worry about the stress on my body, mostly because they don't know why the stroke happened, and they can consider that there is potential risk of me having a vaginal birth over a C-section birth. So it's something that I'm choosing to advocate for myself, because I think that the danger of having a C-section is also real, as well as the danger of having a vaginal birth. And I think that the recovery for a C-section is more significant, and somebody that's been through 2 births, although I've never had twins, I don't feel that my neurologist is wrong in that there is potential danger, but I think that the act of not knowing is not necessarily the best. The act of not knowing that something could go wrong, I've had a lot of tests done that show that nothing is wrong inside my brain right now. That doesn't mean that there isn't something wrong, but this stroke has certainly complicated things this pregnancy, because I did suffer a stroke. I didn't suffer any major complications of the stroke, but I still have it in the back of my mind, and I still want to protect myself and my body, and do the best thing for my babies and for my family. So I would I would like to take what all the doctors are saying and make sure that I'm making the best decisions. He's killing lanternflies. Come on, let's go! Come on! Come on!
Bye, Claire.
Claire? Is she your friend? Oh, there's all these animals in the trucks in your seat. Got it, got it, got it, got it.
Got it?
How was your chips? How was your snack today?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for learning about my exciting mom combo work life, and more to come with updates on 2 more kids going from 2 to 4.